Hi everybody, and welcome to video 2 of what we're now calling a gentleman's notebook. We decided, me, myself and I, decided to change the name to go along with the name of the kit because it was just easier, and it's easier for me when the journal's done, when I put it in the coffee shop to or coffee shop to have the name the same as the kit. So when we left off, we had made our little belt page, and we had gone on and we made our envelope page. Now this page that I thought of, it just popped into my head, is going to be big enough that we need to put it on the back. Okay, so we're going to jump to page 12 and do page 12, and then we'll go back and do them in order. Okay, that's what I think I'm going to do. Hold on just one second. Alrighty, so my voice cracked. I am now a 14-year-old boy. So we're going to put it on the back. And here's all the paper we need for it, I think. So, what I'm thinking is it's gonna flip down. Excuse my finger. I realized too late that my ring was destroying my finger. So it's going to flip down, and then you flip it back up, and then you lift the whole thing up and put it back down. Let's see. And then it will open. Yeah, let's do the mechanics first, and then we'll make sure it works the way it did in my head. If not, it's going to be a very short video because I'll just ditch it and we'll go on to something else. Okay, let me paper clip these all together. Okay, so this is going to be our paper, and I have inked it. Then we're going to take this we're going to use it this way. We're going to make it as wide as the paper. Same width as the paper. Okay. Then we want to make it this long. So we want to score it here, which is the top of the paper, because that's where our fold is going to be. And then we'll give it about a ½ inch, and we'll cut it off there, and then this will be the part that we glue. Let's double check and make sure I did that right. Yep, that looks good to me. So basically we're going to make a flip up and that's going to have a flip down attached to it. I know. Makes my brain hurt too. But I got this idea. I was just sitting around watching TV and it just popped into my head, and so I ran back here. Well, I didn't run, but I came back here, and it's 7 o'clock at night, and you guys know I never film at night, so we'll see how this goes. So this will go like this. I made it a little too short. That's all right, because this will go and this is going to go the same way that this does, only it's going to come off of here. So when it's folded up, so we want to score this at 1/2 inch first. Okay. It's going to go like this. So it's going to be that long. And I'm mitering the corners. That's what that's called when you cut it at an angle like that. Just so that it isn't quite so thick at the corner. It's my little charm. I found it laying on the thing. So when we put this together, like so, then this is going to be 1, and then when we flip it up, this will be 2, and then we'll, yeah, then we'll flip it down. This will be 3, and then this will be 4. Okay? All right. So it seems to be working okay in my head so far. Or in the real world from my head so far. Going to go that way. What am I doing? You see, that's the point where you get confused, is when you fold it back and forth to ink it on both sides. Once you take it apart to ink it, all right. See, now I've lost it. This is the flip down. So this is the flip up. How can that be? Because it goes like this. And then like this. We've got 1, 2. Okay, I got it. I got it back. Alright, so this goes this way. And then we'll do the magnets. Yay! Okay. All right, so we've got 1, 2. Wow, it'll even open all the way this way. 3, 4. Then it'll open this way, all the way open. Wow, that's a really long way off of the page, isn't it? Okay, so this is going to be the front. We're going to trim it down a little bit. I'm just going to do it 1 magnets. Okay, so we're going to need a magnet here and a magnet here to hold this up. Then we're going to need a magnet here and a magnet here to hold this down. Okay, so let's put our magnets on. We need 1 here. And we'll need 1. We could put it here. That would be easier. Okay, now remember you want to push it flat. See how much difference that makes? Well, maybe not on camera, but this whole part slid down a little bit so that it stayed lined up. Okay, So that does that. Then we need one here. To hold the whole thing down. And it needs a matching magnet here. And you see how that wants to poof out? We want to lay it flat and then put the magnet on. Okay. Now we can look at page 1. So we only need to trim that much off. I think we're going to have to trim a smidge off the height too. So this is just going to be a look page. You know, you're just going to look at it. There's no writing space or... The rest of this should be easy. Okay. And we lift it up. And here's page 2. So this is page 2, so let's cut it down. I still almost put that magnet too close to the edge. Okay. We're going to make a belly band out of that. That alarm that went off was my medicine alarm. I know it always seems like it's going off when we're filming. I take medicine 4 times a day. So that's how that always happens. I'll either take my medicine and forget to turn the alarm off, or I just flat out, like this time, forgot that it was time for my medicine when I started filming. Or recording, or whatever you would like to call it. So, do we want to try to use the words like we did before? If we do, I want it to be this way. Or do we want to just use the papers? I almost like just the papers better, but... sake. Alright, so we'll cut the length first. Okay, now, how wide do we want it? Well, I don't want it to be narrow. I think since this is a pattern, you can't really tell if it's cut in the middle or the edge or whatever. That we cut it right down the middle of this. As I'm eyeballing everything and not measuring anything. Sorry, Janet. She was laughing. She sent me a message the other day. And she was laughing because I had said something about not measuring. Because she measures. I eyeball. Which gets me in trouble sometimes, I'll admit. Doesn't always work out for the best. Okay, so let's say this is going to be our top. We're going to put it on like this. And I'll make a big fat card for it later. We could almost put it to the side. No, we're doing that on a different page in this here setup. All right. Okay. Oh, it's one of those little blood blister things that you never know how you did it up under my fingernail. Usually, from sticking myself with a pin, but I don't remember playing with any pins. Oh, the previous journal we just got done doing had lace on it, so I probably stabbed myself with a pin from the lace. Okay, so we want to turn this around this way. It is barely covering that magnet. Okay. So now we need to get these two done. Trying to figure out what I think we're just putting this one up here, and then we're making a side pocket with this one. Yes, okay. So this is going to be a writing page. There's a little teeny bit of white there. Let's get that off. Darn it. I still didn't really get it. There's enough there that when I ink it, it'll cover it. Okay. I'm making this on November 30th for you guys for December. If I don't get all of this done before I have to have my surgery on Friday, then what I'll do is I'll publish half as part one, and then we'll do part two. Okay? So I apologize, but it's the only way I can think of to get you guys something for December, right in the middle of the other collaboration that's going on at the Facebook groups. I did not want to have anything for December. I'm not sure how long after my surgery it's going to be before I can do this. I'm sure, I have a feeling I will be able to do this because it doesn't take a lot of you know, it's not like mousing and typing on the computer. I don't know. I'm hoping it won't be very long because they're non-strenuous activities. However, the computer is probably considered repetitive motion. So I'm not sure about that. Let me get some tea. I found this tea, iced tea, that I really like, and it's sweet tea. Now, I've lived in Alabama and Georgia and Tennessee. Their version of sweet tea is so much sugar it barely dissolves in the liquid when you make it when it's hot. Okay? It was very sweet. Now, my version, which is what I'm drinking of sweet tea, is just a hint to make it taste a little bit more flavorful than plain tea. I don't even mind a dash of lemon. There we go. But this is just a mild, it's a sugar-free, so if you can't do aspartame or whatever, then you can't drink this tea. Okay. Now this one, but it's called Gold Peak. My daughter said, "Oh, you're drinking Gold Peak. That's just disgusting." Yeah. That's what she sounded like on the phone. Charlie Brown's teacher. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, so now we haven't cut this for the size yet. Anyway, so this tea is really good because it barely has a hint of sugar flavor. Obviously, it's not sugar. And it's so good. It's refreshing without being real sugary. And I love it. But it's expensive. Sort of, kind of. $7 for 6 bottles. So, that's expensive. It's more expensive than pop. So I can only have 2 bottles a day. So, and it's going to be less than that, I think. I don't know. Anyway, I drink 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning, and by cups I mean my tall metal cup, which I believe is 20 ounces. So 1 or 2 of those, 1.5, Then 2 cans of pop, 2 bottles of tea, and if I'm still up and around, 1 more can of pop. My medicine dries my mouth out, or medicines, so I always have to have something to drink right there with me. Yes, I inked that for a minute there. I thought I hadn't. Okay, now we're going to take this and we're going to make a side pocket out of it. So I'm going to flip it this way. So we want it to be the same height. Then we'll decide how wide we want it to be. This is another pocket that we're going to have to make a card for. I'm going slow for some reason. I was zooming right along in the beginning and now we're almost out of time. So I want to make it let's say this wide. That looks close to 2. It's close to 3. It's 2 7/8. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, and then we're gonna go to 1.5. Oh no, it's the length is what we want, the half of. So 4 inches. That's going to be the center of where we put our notch. Okay, and we'll ink this. We still got it done right at about an hour. This brown actually looks pretty good on this dark blue. Does make it look aged around the edges. Okay, so we're going to put it this way. So we're obviously going to glue the 3 sides that don't have the notch. I'm just guessing. I'm guesstimating. Don't want to take away from the depth of the pocket really, but I do want to be able to move it around a little bit. What am I doing and what did I do? Okay. We're going to try that again. I think it's a smidge short, so I think we need to put it just a smidge short at the top and the bottom. Maybe not. There we go. Finally. Da 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 da. Okay. I almost used one of the patterned background papers, but then that was just kind of too much. So I decided to use one of the blank. This just has a border all the way around, or did. And there was nothing in the center. looks like this corner came out just a smidge crooked or short. So we'll have to put something here maybe. We've got quite a few fussy cuts. So I'm going to, so see how that works. It opens like this. And it opens like this. Then it also opens all the way like that. Okay. So I'm not going to glue it in the book. I'm going to do a little stuff to it, and I'll do that off camera. It's nothing major. I'll do a little bit of decorating, a little ephemera. Who knows? A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then I will show you when we come back what I've done. Okay? All right, well, that's it for this video, and I will see you in video number 3. And I want to thank you for hanging out with me for the last hour. Okay, bye-bye.